Hello, the Master here. Today I am going to explain the Forsaken Iceberg. Even though this game is really new and doesn't have too much to say, there's already a lot of stuff that happened. I'm basing off an iceberg that I found in iceberg shards, though I've changed quite a bit of the iceberg, since there was some outdated and some unnecessary stuff. So with that being said, let's begin the iceberg. Survivors. Survivors is a team on Forsaken. When playing as a survivor, your goal is to complete the objectives that are in the map while avoiding the killer that is going to chase the survivor down. They have to do that until the time runs out. When the time runs out, the round ends and the survivors won. Each survivor has different abilities from each other. There's also 3 types of survivor. There's the survivalists, which just do the objectives normally and avoiding the killer. The sentinels, on the other hand, focus on stunning the killer and protecting other survivors. They often have more health and they always have an ability to stun the killer. And the last type is the support, which focus on healing and protecting other survivors in the round. And they normally have lower health. Killers. There's only one killer per round. Their goal is to kill all the survivors within the time limit. Every killer has different abilities that make it easier to kill the survivors. That's basically it. There's really not much to say here. Skins. Skins are cosmetics that you can buy with player points. Basically, they only change the appearance of a character, and each character has their own original skin. Most of the skins are references to Roblox history and culture, memes and different video games, films, cartoons and more. Some of the skins have different sound effects, animations, voice lines, or different music. Last Man Standing. Last Man Standing is a feature when you're the last survivor in the round. The time will change and it will start a song, while the survivor and the killer are highlighted for a few seconds. There are different teams if you and the killer are with specific characters. For example, if you are 007 in a Last Man Standing and the killer is School Kid, it will play a different team than the usual one. There's also the team of Sudleski and X1, and there's also if you're wearing a certain skin and the killer too. Milestone skins. Milestone skins are special skins that can only be obtained by getting a certain level in almost all survivors and killers, since some of them doesn't have milestone skins, and the levels are level 25, 50, 75 and 100, which is the 4th and last milestone skin you can obtain in a character. Achievements. Achievements are a feature which is basically a challenge for you to do. They are merely optional, because they only give cosmetics and nothing else, but it's really fun to do them sometimes if you don't have anything to do on the game anymore. Objectives. Objectives are what the survivors need to do in the round to make the time a bit smaller, if you've done an objective. The objectives in the game for now is the generators. You will receive XP, player points and melees by doing an objective. Although there are different objectives in the game, for example the pumpkins. You just need to collect the pumpkins and that's it. But this objective and the other one are in private server exclusive maps, so it's not normal to appear in a public server. Seasonal skins. Seasonal skins are skins that are only available in certain holidays. Yeah, there's really not much to say about this, besides saying that these skins are kinda rare, and rare to find a person using it. VIP Game Pass. VIP Game Pass is a Game Pass that costs 800 Robux. It will give you 1.25 more XP, 2 skins that are only obtainable by buying this Game Pass, 2 emotes, a VIP tag in the chat, you can toggle the tag to not appear, and there will be a feature that you're going to gain the ability to use developer exclusive content on VIP/private servers. For example, dev only killers. Noli. I wasn't going to add killers or survivors as their own topics, but Noli deserves a topic for himself. because this is the killer that all the Forsaken fans were waiting for months and months, to Donali being reworked before he even came for the game, because of his old moveset was very imbalanced, and because of a bunch of dramas happening when Noli was in the works. Although after all of that, in July 11, 2025, he was added in the update 3.0.0, and he was available for 1100 player points. Although before that, there was actually a public beta testing, so players could test Noli before he got to the main game. With all that being said, I know it took a while, but we shouldn't be angry at the devs, as they are trying their best to make the game amazing. Hi Toko and Basil, I hope I am pronouncing this right. They are the current owners of Forsaken. 007 is Cool Kid's dad. That's right, 007 is Cool Kid's dad. Cool Kid even does some different voice lines and animation when killing 007. I'll be showing you all the voice lines now.
It's so nice to see you, Dad! Finally got your attention! Hope this doesn't hurt too much! There's no need to be so scared! What's wrong, Papa? Looks like you need some shut-eye, Dad!
There's some lore behind this that I won't get in too much deep, but I'll say that Cool Kid actually appeared on 007 doorstep out of nowhere, and for the people that don't know, 007 is a retired exploiter. He actually retired because of his now adopted son, Cool Kid. Yeah, 007 just decided to adopt him, although Cool Kid later found out about what 007 did in the past and started hacking too, and destroyed the place where Elliot worked on. That's basically it, and I tried to resume and not add too much details. NPCs. NPCs are the NPCs that appeared in the lobby. Some of them may reveal lore, and some of them are just random or references. Besides that, there's really not much to talk about. Private server exclusive maps. Private server exclusive maps is, well, maps only accessible for private servers. The maps being Area 51, Template Town, Sword Fights on the Heights, and Generator Hell 1 and 2. Although Area 51's map will be added to the base game when it's finished in the future, but the rest of them won't go to the base game and are only in the game for fun. Golden skins. Golden skins are skins that are golden themed and are very expensive, mostly costing around 100,000 player points. The survivors that currently has golden skins are Sidleski, Dusakar, and Sans. Unobtainable skins. Unobtainable skins are skins that you cannot obtain anymore. Some skins are removed from the shop being unobtainable, but the people that already bought it still has the skin. And there's skins that were completely removed. Or maybe it could happen that a skin gets temporarily removed and then comes back in another update. The Spectre. The Spectre is the responsible in trapping all of the survivors and killers from the game in its domain and quote-unquote being Forsaken. It's basically the creator of Forsaken, the realm in the lore. It was kinda revealed how it looks like, and that's the image. Yeah, it's basically a red and black sky. Another thing, when you AFK in the game, there will be a person talking to you, and that person being the Spectre. It says some disturbing stuff until you came back from being AFK. Besides that, it wasn't revealed too much important stuff about it for now. John Doe original design. There was an old design of John Doe before Forsaken was released. I'm going to show it right now. It's definitely really weird for a guy who's just a blocky character. I'm glad they changed for the better since it was really goofy before. Shipping community. Well, the shipping community is very big for some reason. I don't know why, but most of the ships I see is with the characters Elliot, 007, Mafioso, Guess 1337, and Sidleski. I don't know why this is so big and why it's like always the same characters, but as long it's not shipping characters that are real people, I don't really care. Let's just go to the next topic. Forsaken song, aka We Are Forsaken. This is a fan-made Forsaken song that is supposed to be bad on purpose, like the Jackie's Box and the Creepypasta song. This is also the song where the iconic phrase We Are Forsaken came from. The music itself also talks about Jason Hitbox and some stuff related to the game and joking about it. Forsaken 2. Forsaken 2 was a April Fool's game made by the Forsaken devs. It was really funny. The lobby was completely different and bright. The maps were really weird and the characters also changed, as well as having original songs just for this April Fool's game. Elliot doesn't actually like pizza. I couldn't find too much proof about this nor any statement from the devs sadly, but I do found in the Forsaken wiki that Elliot doesn't eat the pizzas that he has because he wants to help the survivors and saves the pizza for the survivors. That's basically all I found. UGC items. There's a bunch of UGC items about Forsaken in the marketplace. Some of them are created by the Forsaken devs and some not. And there's some funny one like this. Like, come on, that's basically stealing the hat from Roblox. And Roblox doesn't do anything about it even though it is against the rules, making an item or just a copy of a already existing item from Roblox. They say my hitbox is a problem. This is a meme that jokes about Vanity Jason's hitbox with an interesting song to say the least. Yeah, that's basically it. It's just a meme. My Compass is Curiosity. My Compass is Curiosity is a theme of Garsharpoon John Doe, and the music is a remix of a song from Limpus Company, because that skin is a reference to that game. Pillar Chase 2 collab. I couldn't find too much about this outside of fan-made concepts, but I found this tweet from Hitoko, quoting from a tweet asking for a crossover with both games, and he said that the owners of Pillar Chase 2 aren't interested in doing that collab, but Hitoko said that maybe down the line this maybe can happen. But besides this tweet, I couldn't find too much stuff said by both the devs of Forsaken or Pillar Chase. Hacktua. Hacktua is not the actual meme but the image of cool kids saying Hacktua that got really popular among the community. That's basically it, I don't have too much to say about this. Baseplate. Baseplate is a dev-only map that contains a bunch of NPCs, rigs from survivors and killers, even the upcoming ones, and it also has parts that can change your team to survivor or killer, and there's also kill breaks. This map is just for testing purposes, and it won't open for the public for obvious reasons. 1EXE. 1EXE is referring to the lyrics of the now removed stage theme of Champion 1EXE that says 1EXE, but some people mistake for 1EXE. Later on, in the April Fool's event, there was a skin called 1EXE, referring to that mistake that people made. Buttermilk. Buttermilk is from a TikToker that had a dream where Forsaken added the character Buttermilk, and because of that Forsaken added a skin for the noob, which is literally Buttermilk, costing 500 player points, that has the same design and everything. Forsaken But Bad. Forsaken But Bad is a Forsaken fan game that makes the game bad on purpose. Interestingly, the game isn't just Forsaken but badly made, because the game has different maps, characters, songs, and it has a good amount of content in the game funnily enough. Dream Game collab controversy. There was a collab between Forsaken and Dream Game / Frozen Soul, but it was cancelled because of the Forsaken fanbase that made not safe for work drawings of Dream Game characters, as well as mischaracterization of said characters. So all of the skins related to Dream Game was removed, except for Mafioso, that was redesigned to deassociate Mafioso from Dream Game. Forsaken Sound Team AI track controversy. This is referring to an authorized AI generated music being released under the Forsaken Sound Team's name, and currently the team is trying to resolve this issue. I just hope this gets resolved already because this really sucks. Arch / Forsaken Roblox. r/Forsaken Roblox is an unofficial subreddit for Forsaken related stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, all generator puzzles. The generators were much different than how it is now. Instead of playing flow free, users had to press buttons. This was later changed in update 1.1 that changed the generators to the new one that we all know and love, as well as receiving a remodel that made more high quality. Forsaken. Forsaken is just a nickname for the Christmas events when Forsaken wasn't that popular. That's all. Blue Dude's Coming. Blue Dude's Coming is a fun game song that has interesting lyrics. I sincerely do not know if it is satire or not. That's basically it, but the song isn't that bad. Private server objectives. As I already said before, there were different objectives for private server exclusive maps, and those objectives being the pumpkins and the old generator before it was changed. Dev only killers. There's currently 10 killers revealed that are only for devs. Mostly the dev only killers are just jokes, and some of the killers just reuse code from already pre-existing killers. Sick Kid. Sick Killer is a scrap skin for the Killer Cool Kid. This skin was first designed in a YouTube video made by the Cool Kid's voice actor, and there were already a lot of voice lines for him, and one of the voice lines is also used by Nolly, but it's a glitchy version of the voice line, and there were a concept art for him too. But that's all that got teased before the skin was scrapped. Blue Dude Removed Remodel was the remodel of Blue Dude that was removed and was reverted to a recolored version of Cool Kid. The reason of the removal of the remodel was because of the modeler of that model left the Forsaken team. Blue Dude Animation Test. Blue Dude Animation Test is a skin that was accidentally released to the public, since it was just a testing skin for now. Shortly after, it was fixed, and the people that brought the skin got refunded and the skin never appeared again. KaiGuest Guest 1337 skin. KaiGuest was a skin for Guest 1337 that got scrapped. Was based off a Roblox game called Pilgrimage. This skin also has different animations to fit his skin, to make him more accurate to Kai Guy from said Roblox game. This skin was in the game, but in February 18, 2025, the skin was taken off sale from the game because the devs of Pilgrimage pulled the permissions, and later on in March of 2025, the skin was completely removed. And the players that brought the skin, when it was available, got a refund of 1000 player points, since the skin was that amount of player points. Loveshot Dusakari is trans femme. One of the devs of Forsaken said in a tweet that Loveshot Dusakari is trans femme. That's basically it. That one MTF guy used to be one of the composers of the Forsaken dev team. He made a bunch of songs for the game, for example the old chase team for Cool Kid and Mafioso. However, on late 2024, he was fired and banned from the Forsaken dev team for unknown reasons. It was speculated that he was fired because he argued with another dev, and after all of that, all of his songs were replaced. Scrap Betrayed 1X design. Before Betrayed 1X skin was released, there was an old design where the hair was like this. Blue Dude counterparts of other killers. There's Blue Dude counterparts of other killers. The counterpart of Jason is Jameson. The counterpart of 1X is the Infernum skin. And the counterpart of John Doe is Jane Poe. Yeah, that's a weird name. Games that are blacklisted from Forsaken. There's a lot of games that are blacklisted from Forsaken. There's Regravator that was blacklisted because of permission reasons, and Block Tales, Pressure, Fighting, Chain, Frozen Souls / Dream Game, In Plain Sight 2, Pilgrimed, and Andy's World will also be blacklisted for the same reason as Regravator. And also most of the Roblox ARGs was blacklisted because they revoked the permissions. Anomaly Theft and Eunoia Iliad scrapped line. This is a scrapped line that isn't in the game because of Eunoia Iliad. being removed, and the scrapped line was this. I'm not going to read that. Bear. Bear is a scrapped killer that was supposed to be released at the launch of the game, and the killer was based off Bear from Bear Alpha and Bear Star. However, the killer was scrapped because of the creator of Bear, Shiraman, declined to allow the permissions to use Bear for Forsaken. Why Rust 010 was scrapped? For the people that don't know Rust 010 was a myth that first appeared in a Flamingo video, in the time where he searched myths to make videos about. Later on, Rust 010 made a YouTube channel, and started making videos about how he did his myth and other stuff. And Rust 010 was going to be added as a killer in Forsaken, although it was unconfirmed for now, because at the time they were doing Rust 010, they had a rule which prevented the addition of myths who are used as their creator's online persona, but Rust 010 might come back in the future. Tubers93. Tubers93 is a hacker that mostly hacked Meep City, and his last hack was also in Meep City in a Quickcraft livestream, where he changed his currency in the game, switched his avatar in the game, and more. He also made a very weird version of Meep City, and when you entered the real Meep City when it was hacked at the time, it would automatically teleport to his version. Anyways, people thought that he was going to come to Forsaken as a killer, but was deconfirmed because of his controversies, being him being racist and making offensive insults to Muslims and their culture in the Meep City hacked version. Forsaken. Forsaken are pro-shippers, yeah, that make problematic shipping with some crimes, like for example ships with major age differences and stuff. It's really terrifying that people made that. Alright, that was the Forsaken Iceberg. I took a lot of info from the Forsaken wiki, and as I've said before, I also used an iceberg that I found on icebergcharts.com, but I heavily modified it. And with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and goodbye.